guys. Hi, guys. I don't know where this turned off, but I was just saying I got all these things ordered and set up, and I'm just starting to get things like in baskets, like all the 50-cent paints I've got in a basket, and actually, because they were 50 cents, I have more than enough for this good-sized basket. So maybe I have to find a bigger basket. Wow, that's a terrible thing to have to do. I said tongue-in-cheek. But I mean, it was just like, wow, God, what a blessing. And I got us some gouache, whatever paints for my husband and my daughter and I to do our online. I got the canvases at Walmart. I appreciate Michael's, but we're not close to Michael's. And I had ordered some things and they got damaged. And so, and I still haven't gotten the replacements for those. So I felt like, I think I'm going to go this other route. I think I'm going to go what I can get locally, close. And so, but I'm excited. I'm excited to start junk journaling again, and I'm excited to do these things. So, guys, as we look at this fall, and we think about what's ahead of us, and literally I sat down to do this class with Amy Tangerine, who I think she's just pure joy. Amy Tan is like the sweetest gal under the sun. I've been blessed to meet her in a class in Austin, and I'm going to tell you what, she was joy and sunshine to me when I was losing my parents and after that, and just such an encouragement. And she talked about this today. The class was on harmony, and I thought about everything she talked about through the class. It was such a blessing. So if you are not signed up for her emails, if you you like the creative process of Diane Reevely, she has an Etsy shop where you purchase their very affordable classes, and they are a workout. They are a artist workout. You feel like your hands have running shoes on them. You are going the whole time. And I loved it. It was just like, it was amazing. And then you get free access to that. You can watch that video over and over and over and over again. You can also purchase previous ones that have already happened with Diane. And she's interactive in those. Like I leave comments and she comments back. And the same thing with Amy today. Lots of comments back. She answered several of the things I was writing. And I really appreciate that. It makes me feel connected. And I know in camp, many of you guys wanted a connected video, and I was trying desperately to set up a Zoom, and people weren't comfortable with it, and I got a lot of mixed answers, and so I just thought, I'm going to take the stress off of everybody, and we're going to let it go. But I do think that I'm going to do a once a month, and it was encouraged that I do a premiere YouTube video. So I will be reading through that process. I think it's a premiere. Anyways, where you guys know an appointed time that I'll be on. You guys can get on. You guys can chat back and forth. And maybe it begins with our fall Bible journaling class, which will be 2 weeks in the middle 2 weeks of November. And I think right now that's where I'm going, but I still have to double check calendars. So that will be posted as well. And I wanted you guys to know that I am listening to what you guys are asking of me. I'm way behind answering emails because I was focused on comments. Please leave comments. It gives me feedback. Yes, they're, they go in a file and then I read them and then I post them, or, I push play and then they get posted. Because every YouTube channel has to deal with somebody who decides to make this their job to be yucky on your channel. And they tend to go away quicker when you don't automatically post. So that has been very effective on this channel, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm sure now it's going to boom, but that's okay. And what's really great is my husband is, even because he's IT, he's like, that's a robot. That's a robotic answer. You need to delete that. And I'm like, thank you. So, but I'm excited to be back with you guys. We're going to have hauls. I've got hauls videos almost videoed until the end of, I think, November. I've got several in a basket up underneath my chair where I'm sitting right now. I'm getting ready to video. And then I have more coming. And I'm also finding what are the cheapest ways to do XYZ. And I'll share some of that with you. So tips and tricks on how to save money crafting, cheap crafting. And so that will all be up on the websites. So feel free to check into those. I am excited to be here with you guys. I'm excited to feel like I gained a little traction in these last couple of days with just old videos being posted, and I hope you guys are understanding, and you know that I love being with you guys, but I kind of was way behind in everything else, and I haven't even caught up with everything I was behind on. But I caught my breath, and that's all that matters. And I got inky. And one of the things that I will tell you that I learned, hold on, I'm going to try to find my notes from the class, is, hold on, let me see, there was one thing. It's all up to you. You have all you need to. So God made us all individual. He made us all special. And it's all up to you on how we carry that out. So I believe that getting inky yesterday was fantastic. My husband came in and I was showing him what I've been doing. He was like, "You did that all today?" Because I did more than half of the journal. And he was like, "Why would you do that?" And I said, "Well, because now I have stuff that's like my own coloring book. I can just pick up my book, start coloring, cut it out, and use it in a project." And he was like, "Oh, I get it." You know how sometimes. And so he was like, "Oh, well, that was a lot of work." And I said, "Yes, it was, especially when you have arthritis in your hands." And I was using the big journaling ruler by Diane Reevely. I didn't come and get a smaller. I had a smaller stamp block, but I didn't use it. But I think there's times like that where we need to stop and we need to feed our creativity. We need to thank God for the blessings He's given us, our gifts and talents that He's given us, and just bloom where we're planted. I mean, having to sit by the front door with the door open all day and it was hot and humid, that was not fun. But stamping was, and it was a blast. And so I think that that's all good. And I put up on the TV, I put YouTube up, and I was just watching YouTube. And then I put on a Netflix series, one I've seen before, but I just thought, I'm going to start it over again. Why not? And I think that those are things that we can do. So I'm excited to post everything. I probably would look for everything next Monday. As of right now, my husband is off Monday, so he'll work tomorrow, but there's going to be a lot of people that will take off tomorrow, so how much he can get done, we don't know. But he'll be off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. He just told me he threw his back out again. So I told him tonight, you're laying on ice in your recliner, and I will put on, his type of movie. Action. So I will be coloring a lot. Or painting or whatever I'm going to do. So I just want to encourage you guys right now that wherever you're at, grab on to that joy in your journey and just hold on and find out what God wants for you to be focused on and what you can be that would bless others. Because in my process of feeding that inky arty self in me, I get to make things for other people. And I think, and my day-by-day journals will be a gift for my daughters, my son, my grandchildren maybe one day, or maybe they'll just end up being thrown out because I'm not a major artist in any way. But I don't know. And I'm sure they'll keep the one with all the pictures. But I just want to say, one of the things Amy Tangerine talked about, and I'm signed up to do her September workshop, which is starting next Tuesday. It's every Tuesday in the month of September, which is 3. And then they'll be videoed, and there'll be an opportunity. There's going to be a live one on like a Zoom type session, and then there'll be opportunity to go back and rewatch the videos, for life. And I just have to say that I am so thankful for this opportunity because I can't be in all of these different workshops all over the United States. And I do get invited to things, but I mean, my husband will look at me and go, do we have to? Because we made an agreement years ago that when we travel, we try to always travel together. And we had a terrible example in front of our lives. Not my parents. My parents were always good about going together. But we had another example in our life where they traveled independently of each other, and therefore they really had separate lives. So we work really hard to stay together as a family. We did when our kids were little and as a couple. And so, so when he goes, I go, okay. But remember, you took me too. I have one ace in the hole, so I have to save it for something really big that I really want to go to once travel opens up. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, so right now, there's just lots of different things happening here on this channel, and we are taking a turn in seasons, and we are taking a turn in this channel. So things I've wanted to do, knowing God wanted me to do the war room, do the hymnal journaling, things like that, but also adding other elements in. So pick and choose. If you're not subscribed to this channel and you want to subscribe. You can pick and choose what you want to watch. You do not have to watch everything. If you watch, and you like it, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me better know, sorry, that's my phone, what you guys like. Also, because I want to bring you good content that you would enjoy and that would encourage you, because that's what this channel is about. Also, leave a comment. Our channel is growing, and we're slow but steady, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I figured we'd have 5 people and we'd be good, and mainly it'd be my family or something. And actually, I only have one family member who follows this channel, so it always amazes me. And but I do want to say that the comments help the channel to grow, so that other people know it's here. And because I get a lot of people who come after the fact and say, can I still get that fall Bible journaling camp kit, from like a year or plus ago? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't have that. And, we have deadlines for those things, but you can grab this, that, and this, that out of your stash. And so as these BibleJournalingCamps.com website, and then the other website, Josephine's Designs, grow, and I have more time to focus on those things, then they will be more complete. So videos will tie to website, will tie to Instagram, will tie to. And the idea is that you will have the freedom to pick and choose, and that will be easier, and yay, because I'm the same way. So, but I am excited to kind of finally start getting those pieces together. I do have 3 major pieces of work still to do for the estate, plus tax returns, and then I also have partnership to close out by year end. So please pray for me there for those. I mean, just pray that God will give me a burden and that everything will just fall into place and I can get it done quickly. And then, lastly, my home is still in a bit of a shambles, and spending time today with this gentleman and talking about my nutrition and because he finally said, I bet you take care of everybody. And I said, yeah. And he said, okay, it's time to take care of you, and we got to get you healthier. And I said, I know, we have this conversation. I have it at least once a week with a doctor or with a specialist, or, And I said, but I need to kind of focus on it now. And so he gave me great to-dos, no charge, great to-dos, and I have a week to get that done. And then we're going to get back together next week, and then he's going to begin with some supplements that we both agreed upon, and something else that's coming in. And then also I'm going to try doing some meal shakes for when I'm hungry, and see not just are meal shakes great for protein for somebody like me, but because we're vegetarian. And I try to get once a month some fish in. I mean, I don't do as much. My husband does a lot of fish. I don't. But and I'm pretty picky about what fish And so, but he and I talked a long time, and he goes, it sounds like you're pretty much a dyed-in-the-wool vegetarian. I said, well, what it really comes down to is all my GI tract issues. And he goes, boy, that makes sense. And I said, yeah, it's funny how people will say that. So meat is hard for my body to process. So, and fish is flaky, and so that's how I can get away with that. And I didn't even do that until a year ago when we went to New England. I had not been having fish. So, but I'm excited because he was like, look, we're going to keep in contact. Even though he's the district manager, I don't know how he's going to keep in contact. And I can't go into his office and, do all the proper weighing and measuring and all the good stuff that they do. but he honestly said, he said, I don't really care about that. And he said, and I don't want to hear that you're going to count calories for about the first week, and then you're not going to count anymore because you're going to know what it takes to get through that day at a certain level. And I want you to more focus on the quality of your food and the type of food that you're eating. And that's what I really want you to be focused on. And I was like, I agree. So, and I'm just at that point where, and I even said, well, hey, the whole reason I'm heavy is, carbs and, carbs from bread and chocolate. And he said, you know, yeah, and I'm not telling you to give it up. I want you to literally allocate 300 to 400 calories per day for that. He said, I don't want you to get rid of that. I want you to keep it. And, you guys can give me all the arguments, but he said, listen, we're not going to starve you. This is for life. And I said, that's how I feel. And, I'd gone back to Weight Watchers when COVID hit, and then that all went completely. And, of course, I didn't eat when I had COVID, and, but I've gained back that little bit that I lost in COVID, the 15 pounds, so, and he asked me, he was the greatest question ever, guys. If you are in the same position as me and you've got the COVID 25 hanging on your body, as my sister so fondly calls it, here's what he said. He said, I don't care if you think your optimal weight is 235 pounds. He said, if that's where you want to get, I'm going to get you there. And he said, if that's where you feel good, then I'm going to support you. Now, you guys and I both know on a short woman, that's not an optimal weight, and that's not what we agreed upon. We agreed much, 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 much less than that. But he was like, I don't care what the numbers say. I only care about muscle. You need muscle. You need to be able to compensate for those knees. And we need to be very careful that you don't fall and injure yourself. So, what a great it sounds kind of negative, but it's like positive, like, we can do this. We can do this. And I was like, that's how I feel. And I said, if I lose weight, maybe God will miraculously heal my cartilage in my knees and I won't have to have a knee replacement. But, we're probably going to have that surgery. But, I don't tell God how to do his job, and I'm going to trust he's going to do whatever he's going to do for, in that. So my job is to give my best self in each and every endeavor, as if unto the Lord, Colossians 3:23, and I quote that often to y'all because it is that important. So, anyway, all the emails I've received, all the messages I've received, I've been able to read some, answer some. I still owe several of you answered emails and answered messages. I just want you to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so thankful. We have had a tiny bit of rain, like it wouldn't even fill the cap full of this on our whole property. But everything counts. So we're thankful. And we keep praying for rain. And you guys that send me emails and messages about that you're praying for rain, I thank you. It is like kindling outside. So we really appreciate it. And the one great thing about Texas, it just takes a little bit of rain and everything's green again. So, it's a safety factor. Plus, we have gardens and things, fruits and vegetables and trees and nuts and all kinds of stuff that, we grow here on the property. So, everything helps. And critters, and all I can say is I so appreciate your kindness. I so appreciate that y'all are praying for my husband and his job. Man, does that mean so much to him. Thank you. I appreciate that you're praying for my family. I get so many messages. So, just so you know, every time you leave a comment on this channel, your name goes in my prayer journal, and I pray specifically for you. And it goes on a monthly calendar, and I pray for you, each and every person that leaves comments throughout the month. So if there's 5 people, you get prayed for a lot. If there's 25 people, if there's 50 people, you know how it goes. So, but if you want me to pray for you specifically, people send me emails all the time. Please don't leave a comment on the channel with that in it. Your private information, always email me privately, and I love praying with you for that, whatever the things that you need. So just recognize right now, this is a change in all of our lives. The channel's going to be a lot the same, but it's going to be changing ever so slightly, and I'm excited. And change should be such that you're just a little bit kind of nervous. It gives you that nervous energy. And because you're stepping out on faith. And that's what it should be. It should be that we're stepping out on faith. And that's kind of how I feel right now, because I don't feel confident in my art. There's so much better artists out there. But if you can watch me and it encourage you to do something, great. I mean, you know, and I've taught so much locally that I love the thought that we come together here. So, again, there's lots of different ideas. Send me your ideas. Email me at josephinesdesigns.com@gmail.com. It is listed below the video. And tell me your ideas for the channel, because I would love to, I mean, I get so much feedback, but I want everyone to feel like this is your channel. When you subscribe to this channel, you become a part of our community. And I want us to be here and encourage each other. So if this is something that you're passionate about, you don't know. There may be three other emails that I've received with the same request, and I go, okay, we gotta work this in. This is important, you know. So please send me your ideas, and yeah. So okay, friends. Oh, and I've started a whole bunch of Audible books. Loving this. So, anyways, trying to feed my heart and my soul. And I'm even doing things in preparation for Bible journaling camps. Great Christian authors, Priscilla Shire. I know I say her last name wrong. It's probably Shear. And then, of course, K author. And I've got the Kendricks right now. I'm going through the next book in the series after War Room. I'm listening to the audiobook right now. Because it's always amazing when you read it. Sometimes we skip things. So when you listen to it, it's like, I totally missed that the first time through. So I love things like that. I love learning in a variety of different ways. And then I've got McLean. What is this for? Max McLean. Oh, if you guys haven't heard Max McLean read the Bible, I think it's on Amazon or Audible. Oh my goodness. It was our son's favorite. And then my husband loved it. And on our local or Texas Christian radio station, they'll do like an afternoon where he'll read a verse, and he's a British voice actor. And I mean, it's poetic. It's beautiful. And so I'm really enjoying listening to him read the Bible and, you know, just things like that. So let's focus on what we can do right now. There are a lot of things we can't do, but there's a lot of things we can do. So in the comments below, leave a list of what you can do. And if you want to go back to the first video and leave that there too, go for it. Because not everybody watches the first or the second video, and I can always tell by the numbers, or maybe they're watching them twice, I don't know. But the thought is, as you list those can-dos, what you can do during a pandemic, or if we get sheltered in, that encourages others. And there's so many on our channel due to health or age or other issues. They are sheltered in as well, just like I am. And so let's encourage each other on. This is a great opportunity. I literally have a girlfriend call me almost every day going, are we the only ones? I mean, almost every day. She will call me and she will say, are we the only ones staying in? I'm like, no, we're not. And we're not even in our area the only ones staying in. And so, anyways, I know that many of you are staying in, and or you're having to be extremely careful. So I just want you to know, let's be together. If you instant message me on Instagram, I answer like that. That is my main source of social media outside of YouTube. And you can find me in other places, but I don't participate hardly at all. It was for other purposes, you know, like if I take a class and they only post it on Facebook, then I have to be on Facebook. So, you know, I have one of those kind of things. But I did want to say, if you want to message me and you want to have kind of like a conversation back and forth, you can instant message me on Instagram. Hopefully I'll see it. My phone, I told my husband 2 days ago I was making a decision by day in, and he said, no, I have time Friday. Let me make the decision Friday on our phones. So hopefully soon, but I don't get notified when the messages come in. So any kind of message right now. But if I open and click it, then I can see it. So I try to check a couple of times through the day. So if you message me on Instagram, I will answer you as soon as I see it. Hopefully soon I can answer you as soon as I get it. But I do have a lot of two-way conversations that way with y'all, and I love that. I mean, I really do enjoy that. So Anyways, all right, guys, I just wanted to come in here and just kind of tell you where my thoughts are for the channel. I've shared some of this at the end of camp. I have to be honest, I will never do a month-long camp again. I mean, we'll never say never. I intend at this point in my life, especially during a pandemic, to not do a month-long camp. And the main reason I did it, and many of you know, is because we didn't get to do a spring Bible drawing camp. So I put the two together. I'm still praying through whether it's to be 2 weeks or 1 week in the fall Bible journaling camp. I'm thinking right now too, and I know you guys are going to send me information, and that's okay. You can leave a comment. You can email me. I totally understand. I am taking people's names for the fall Bible journaling camp. There will be a cap on who will receive the free digitals. So if you want in the Bible, there you go. There's a connected word. In the fall Bible journaling camp, send me an email now to get your name on the list. It's already filling. The same thing for War Room. Just let me know if you're in it. You're each responsible for your own materials, and that will go up in the post as well. So on the website. So, but as I go through this journey, like many of you know, I think we're going to get busier and busier, and it's hard to say when we're sheltered in, how come we're so busy? Well, for me, I spent many, 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 many years, and every time I start to think it was only 5 or 6 years, and then I think, no, it was probably before then, caring for my parents, and then after they passed away, caring for all their things, and I'm still caring for that, and it's a journey, and you think, wow, and so I got behind in everything else, and then we had weddings, and then kids getting married, and then we had babies being born, and so it's been a journey for us, and many of you have been right there with me. You have prayed with me, you have prayed for me, you have been amazing, you have been such an encouragement, and I just thank you guys for that. And by the way, as I'm saying this, it's thundering outside. Let's pray for rain. Pray for rain. Please, God, rain. It literally was such high wind when I opened up the front gate to pick up Amazon. It came into me and almost knocked me flat. So, that tends to be how we get storms out here in the open fields. But, so long story short, you guys have been amazing in this process, and I want to thank you. But so, nonetheless, there's a lot still to do, right? So, anyways, and we've had people contacting us wanting to buy our home, and the house in no way is ready to be sold, much less packed up and moved out. And the property is where it's at, and I think we want to see what our neighbors are going to do. If they're selling out all the farm fields and cattle pastures, we'll leave, because we're not, we got annexed into the city and our town. We're not even really a city, but town. And, we would rather not be. We'd rather be, out in the country. I know we're those goofy people, but, so there's just so much here that is going through, like, do we renovate? Do we put money in it to sell it, or do we put money in it to live the rest of our life here? And that's where we're at. So that's it, guys. I mean, I guess we've had time to think of these things. We've had time to do some of these things, but I haven't done everything I should be doing. So that's what this time is now, and I'm excited. So come back tomorrow. We're going to bind that TN from our Spring Summer Bible Journaling Camp 2020. And for those of you who made the TN, it's nothing fancy. It's going to be basic. It's not going to be anything, spectacular. And you've probably seen it a million times online, but I'll go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to package mine off with the card right there. And it's going to go to our dear sweet friend from camp, who everybody had a card writing project for. And our dear sweet friend Francis. And then I'm going to work on some cards for the troops, and a card for our other dear sweet friend on this channel who just found out that she has cancer, and we love her. And a very good friend of the channel has been here forever, and we adore her. And I haven't even reached out to her to say, can people send you cards yet? I've got to get that done. I mean, I've reached out, but I need to find out if I can share her name. So many of you are praying for her, specifically, or maybe it's something I just in private send. But anyways, and